Another musician?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a well-kept secret, and I really would ask you not to tell people.
Kind of like me.
One of the perks of Hollywood movies is the tough actors. These individuals are recognized as global sensations due to their intense delivery. Whether they star as heroes, anti-heroes, or villains, you can be sure they'll take you on a thrilling journey. They add the edge to your favorite science fiction, horror, and television shows. On this countdown, you'll get nostalgic as we take you down memory lane for the epic roles these men played. Here are 25 toughest male actors in Hollywood. Number 25, Sean Connery.
An opportunity in doing this film, Diamonds Are Forever, for an amount of money for the trust, which I can't disclose now.
Sean is the legendary James Bond actor whose tough guy role many struggle to emulate. He knew how to convey complexity, logic, and danger at all times. He always looked like he could take you down in a split second if you crossed him. He was the first actor to play the James Bond role. He starred in 7 movies between 1962 and 1983. Many doubted his ability to embody the role, but it became a career-defining moment for Sean when it hit the cinema. It's one of the most successful movie franchises in history. Sean won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Untouchables. The 1930-born actor also starred in No Road Back. He is just a terrific actor. His tall and muscular features made him the ladies' man, as evidenced by People magazine's designation as the hottest man alive in 1999. They also bestowed him the title of Hottest Man of the Century at age 69. Can you believe that? Although Sean is recognized as Scotland's greatest living natural treasure to the rest of the world, he is forever remembered as James Bond. He said acting was one of his most intelligent decisions, and we couldn't agree more. Decades after the rise of several skilled actors, there's still no Bond like Sean. Number 24, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's very good, give you lots of discipline, and ballet, same, but everything is more correct, and you have to maintain.
In the search for actors, filmmakers always seek those who do not just live the part, but are real-life tough guys. Gene is one of the actors who developed fighting skills before getting into Hollywood. Before acting, Gene found his fame in the competitive sport of martial arts. The Belgian-born actor began training at age 11 after his father introduced him to the sport. He became a karate champion as a teenager and defeated the second world best karate fighter in the world. When he stepped into acting at the age of 19, there was no other movie role that suited him as well as the tough guy. It defined his career and set him up for top-notch performances in the history of martial arts acting. He starred in films such as Missing in Action, Bloodsport, Time Cop, Lionheart, and The Quest, all of which were set in Hong Kong. He was one of the sensational actors in the 80s. He also starred in Cyborg and Double Impact, which became major hits, raking in millions of dollars. His martial arts skills made him one of the most sought-after actors to deliver a kick to an opponent's head. Van did this effortlessly during a leaping 360-degree turn. Each of his movies had a distinct action tone, indicating his mastery of martial arts. In a few seconds, he took down his opponents with whatever martial style struck his fancy. While he might be soft and relatable in reality, you can't question his toughness on screen. Number 23, Steve McQueen. Steve is one of the most notable film actors of his generation with a host of great movies to his name. His co-stars knew not to be fooled by his disarming grin as chaos always followed immediately after. A look into his sharp eyes revealed danger lurking within. He was known for being sophisticated, a genius, and a ladies' man. He maintained his toughness, whether he was playing a cop, cowboy, crook, or soldier. He was that guy who had the car, the girl, the gun, and an attitude to balance it all. Despite his sad childhood experience, McQueen rose from the dark days of being a troubled youth in a reform school to become Hollywood's most beloved actor. The world enjoyed his craft for over 40 decades before his demise in 1988. He starred in films such as Hell is for Heroes, Cooler King, Soldier in the Rain, and The Cincinnati Kid. His last 2 movie roles were in Tom Horn and The Hunter. He passed on at 50 after cancer surgery, which was reported to be successful. One of his memorable scenes was The Great Escape in 1963 when he leaped over the barbed wire on a motorcycle while being pursued by Nazi troops. He was an actor who lived his life to the fullest and gave his all to create great films. Number 22, Robert Mitchum. No matter the part he played, he always looked like the rebellious tough guy, the one with the motorcycle or the hot rod. He also looked like the anti-hero who never backed down. His straight look earned him the role of a psychotic villain in Cape Fear. He was that type of actor who made you believe you could go into an ambush with a gangster and still make it out alive. While he might come out beaten up, he always stood. Robert starred as a preacher in The Night of the Hunter and as a historical figure in Midway. Both did good business at the box office and had fans filling theaters again to see the ice-cool Robert they loved. He is still considered cool and lives as an icon of popular culture. Number 21, Charles Bronson. Before the current names in action movies, Charles Bronson was the major action star. The well-established movie star worked as a coal miner before fighting in World War II. Charles wasn't your typical pretty boy in movies. He loved to play the bad guy. Action was his forte. Movie director Michael Winner once shared the conversation he had with Charles about the script for Death Wish. What caught Bronson's attention was the scene where he had to shoot muggers. His look in his cold and hard eye told you he was up to something, and he never shrank back once his mind was made up. You could never see the actor in a bad film. He always brought his best foot forward when it was showtime. The former boxer is your best bet to have in the corner of the ring when it's time to take out bad guys. If anyone has learned a lesson from his movies, it's to never play with his family. Charles's muscular physique was enough to send a warning to whoever planned to come up against him. Although his early appearance on screen was often uncredited, he gained popularity as the evil assistant to Vincent Price in the 3D thriller House of Wax. Bronson's next role was a refreshing surprise with his performance in the 1954 Vera Cruz. He also starred in Target Zero, Machine Gun Kelly, and Man with a Camera. Charles Bronson soon became recognized as the man with more action than words. He became the action hero, as most of his roles centered around an avenging archangel taking out evil agents. He was one of the toughest actors to walk the planet. Number 20, James Cagney. Cagney was a true icon of international cinema. Critics had few good things to say about his films, but he remained a fan favorite worldwide for 3 decades before his retirement. He was one of the greatest male stars of all time, a claim few other film legends can make. He built great reflexes and flexibility from his days as an accomplished dancer. He also took on a few skills from his father, who was an amateur boxer. He starred in Billy Wilder's 1, 2, 3 and delivered a great performance in Ragtime. His role in Terrible Joe Moran was his final movie project before he retired from the silver screen to reside on his farm in Stanfordville, New York. James Cagney was one of the classic Hollywood actors who deserved a larger following than he received. His fast-talking and quick-to-punch or shoot characters made him one of Hollywood's most dangerous male actors. Number 19, Edward Robinson. Whether it is playing a morally ambiguous loner, a hero, or a villain, he is the guy that you should never cross. Getting on Edward's bad side was a direct sentence to the great beyond. Even when he starred as the good guy, there was always a threatening aura he carried. You're right if you thought he had a little touch of psycho in the roles he acted. It's why he became one of the top actors in gangster-themed movies. His shooting scenes are some of the most epic bullet reels you'll find on the internet. It's surprising to know that he was a wine and art lover in real life. Edward Robinson chose acting over becoming a spiritual teacher or lawyer. After receiving a scholarship to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, he took on theatrical performances for 15 years before stepping into television with the movie The Bright Shawl. His performance in Little Caesar reinstated his tough guy persona. His role as the murderous thug Rico Bandello set the standard for movie gangsters. After his blockbusters on television, he returned to stage performance in 1956. Years later, Edward Robinson was honored with a special posthumous Oscar for Lifetime Achievement, a well-deserving award for an all-time favorite. Let's examine the other toughest male characters in Hollywood history. Number 18, Kirk Douglas. Kirk is a reminder of what it means to be a real man in a world filled with mayhem. He does what is needed to bring justice. His quiet and calm demeanor, however, should never be mistaken for softness. There's also an edginess when he narrows those eyes that hold unexpressed anger. He's taken virtually every role you can think of when it comes to tough guy acts. From boxers to heroes, from Doc Holliday to a Viking, from tortured soul Vincent van Gogh to Spartacus, Kirk has shown how experienced and top-skilled he is in the industry. He was always a fighter with clenched teeth and jaw that threw off his contenders. Number 17, James Coburn. James is respected as an actor who can seamlessly fit into any role he is given. Despite his versatility, Coburn's delivery was the same for an Arabian, Italian, or Greek role. His characters had the "do not play with me" look. Although he had a warm smile that put everyone at ease, his stern expression was deadly. He appeared in the 1960 movie The Magnificent Seven, which redefined his on-screen persona. His knife-throwing and quick-shooting skills in the movie earned him applause from fans and opened doors to other hit films, including The Great Escape and Major Dundee. Coburn's love for martial arts drew him closer to Bruce Lee, who became his training buddy. They made many travels together and even scouted for locations in India for a movie project. In 1997, Coburn won Best Supporting Actor for his role as Nick Nolte's father in Affliction. The actor didn't only love acting, he enjoyed the busy schedules. At 70, he starred in 14 films, including Snow Dogs and The Man from Elysian Fields. The silver screen showcased the actor in several strong roles. Sadly, he passed on in November 2020 after a fatal heart attack. Number 16, Denzel Washington. Denzel Hayes. Washington Jr. would make the list of a classic spy in any movie you placed him in. There's something about Denzel and how he brings a unique touch to the tough guy roles he plays. He might not be your usual clenched teeth and scary look character, but he does know how to bring mayhem that throws everyone off. Denzel might not always play the action role, but he delivers when he steps into character. His diverse range of movie skills and charisma make him a natural fit for any role. It's how he got into numerous television productions. His big screen debut was the 1981 Carbon Copy. Since then, he has been in hit movies, including Cry Freedom, Malcolm X, Hurricane, American Gangster, Philadelphia, and Crimson Tide. He redefined his career by his role as a hero in movies like Man on Fire, Inside Man, and Out of Time. Denzel won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role as Trip, the runaway slave in Edward Zwick's historical piece, Glory. He received an Oscar nomination for Best Actor in The Hurricane and finally won the award for his 2001 lead role in Training Day. We're glad he caught the acting bug in high school, otherwise he might have pursued a career in journalism. There's no doubt he'll do great at the job, but you would agree he would have denied the world his delectable talent of acting in blockbusters. Number 15, Richard Widmark. Richard is one of the toughest Hollywood guys. He never plays the kind or soft-hearted role. He once starred as a psychopathic gangster who threw an old lady in a wheelchair down a staircase. If he had no mercy for the elderly, imagine what he did to those who crossed him. Even his role as a hero was tough and unendearing. He might wear a scary look, but he's the one guy you should have on your team in a street fight. Richard was always prepared to throw hard punches. However, the hard-as-nail tough guy is one of the coolest male film stars in Hollywood history. Number 14. Humphrey Bogart. Bogart is the actor who has been in countless gangster movies. As a hero, he outwits his enemies and always shows them who's boss. When he's not playing the tough guy, his acting is just as memorable. His role as Peter Lorre in The Maltese Falcon showcased another side of being tough. His tough guy persona always left room for vulnerability. Sometimes he whimpered because he was human. At other times he was scared, yet you must never doubt his readiness to stand firm in the end and remain standing. The New York-born superstar had dreams of becoming a surgeon. He wanted to be just like his father, but an unlikely event led to his expulsion from school. After briefly serving in the U.S. Naval Reserve, he became a manager for a stage company owned by a family friend. This was where Bogart fell in love with art and became a skilled performer. Soon after, a Fox contract came into the picture, and the rest, they say, is his history. He made appearances in classics, including High Sierra, Casablanca, The Big Sleep, and Key Largo. In 1951, he won an Academy Award for Best Actor in The African Queen, and also received nominations for Casablanca and The Caine Mutiny. Sadly, the movie icon passed on in his sleep after several medical procedures and a long battle with throat cancer. He delivered the best of himself within the short time he had. He was one of the first pioneers of theatrical action movies. Number 13, Lee Marvin. The television star was the personal favorite of many movie lovers. He was also a real-life tough guy who brought his A-game every time he stepped into action. After the release of several movies, fans gained insight into the life and career of Lee Marvin. He was unafraid and irresistible, whether he played a good guy or a bad guy role. His snarling lips, which curled up, were a sign that danger was lurking. Whatever your reason might be, don't ever turn back on Lee for a second. You certainly will regret it if you do. After his military service, he took on the role of a plumber's apprentice. While repairing toilets at a local community theater, you got a chance to stand in for an actor who had fallen sick during the rehearsals. That's when he realized he wasn't meant for fixing toilets. He took on a journey to hone his skills in Broadway and television shows, and he didn't turn out badly. His debut was as a villain in the 1953 The Big Heart. He became one of the most sought-after actors in the 60s and 70s, which resulted in his roles in movies including The Dirty Dozen, Hell in the Pacific, and Prime Cut. In 1965, he received an Academy Award for Best Actor in Cat Ballou. He was a legendary movie star who never fit the traditional mold. However, he was undoubtedly one of the 20th century's top actors. The actor passed away from a heart attack in 1987. Number 12. Burt Lancaster. You don't have to think too much about why Lancaster made this list. He was always ready for a street brawl and wouldn't back down, no matter how intense it got. His athletic and good-looking features added flair to his tough boy acting. His acrobatic skills were evident in his movies. You could tell from a glance at how he kept his composure. When it came to taking down bad guys, Lancaster's movies were top-notch and exceptional. The tall, handsome, and muscular American actor is best known for being a ladies' man. Who wouldn't like a knight in shining armor? Crimson Pirate and Rainmaker were among his most outstanding works. Some fans attested to how much they enjoyed watching him deal with situations. He handled life, women, and pressure effortlessly. Many described it as watching a finely tuned machine run. Number 11. Sean Bean. Sean's career journey demonstrates the toughness he has developed in the industry. His time in theater, television, radio, and film attests to his professionalism. The Handsworth-born actor left his father's welding firm to chase a dream of acting. His first appearance was in several West End stage productions, including Romeo and Juliet and Death Watch. While his green-eye blonde is a dreamy statue for admirers, he brings chaos to those who stand in his way. Although he enjoys being on television, stage performance is one of Sean's first loves. His most memorable performance was Shakespeare's Macbeth. As the lead, he kept the audience entertained and even got the show an extension. On the Hollywood stage, he portrays tough guy roles to demonstrate his mastery of the industry. Number 10. Dwayne Johnson.
You may know or may not know, I come from a very proud military family. I've had family members serve in wars and two very proud Navy SEALs.
Dwayne Douglas. Johnson, famously called The Rock, is an all-time tough guy. As a child, he watched his father perform in several rings. You could say Dwayne's toughness was inherited. However, he had no plans of showing that on television. He was passionate about football and aspired to a successful career in the NFL. After an injury cost him his longtime dream, he settled for wrestling. He dominated the wrestling scene and won the tag team championship with Brett Sawyer. After years of fame in wrestling, he took time off from the WWE to try acting and brought his ring performance to the silver screen. Dwayne rode the wave of popularity to feature in movies including The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King. He showed an interesting comedic side of his acting talents. He delivered another crowd pleaser with Skyscraper. He reminded his fans why he is called The Rock. Number 9. Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner needs no introduction with his popular label as the gunfighter from Magnificent Seven. His success in the film defined his performances for the rest of his career. The icon stood out from others in all his movie appearances. Well, his shiny, shaved head put him on the spot, but everyone knew better than to throw a comment. He spoke like he was making a battle decree, and his intimidating looks were all the warning signs his opponents needed. If they insisted on taking up a challenge with Yul, they regretted their decision seconds after making it. He gets an undisputed spot on this list for his tough action in dozens of movies since his entry into the spotlight. Brynner has kept this reputation for years, and his moves are timeless every time you watch him. Number 8. Tom Cruise.
I've seen stuff like that on television before, and to be part of it was really special.
It's cool, right? Yeah.
In 1976, if you had told the 14-year-old Tom studying at Franciscan Seminary that he would be a movie star, he might have called you an unbelievable freak. Today, he holds a record as one of the top 100 movie stars of all time. Soon after he caught the acting bug, he relinquished his ambition to join the priesthood and took a trip to New York. The 18-year-old was in search of a big break in acting. His first debut was in the 1980 movie Endless Love, which the audience loved. Within a few years, Tom built his on-screen personality and took on challenging roles that shaped his entire career forever. Tom is one of the highest-paid and most sought-after actors in history. Yes, he's that good. If you're looking for a guy who can switch things up or keep your audience engaged, Tom is the best bet. His action moves are sleek. He comes at his rivals without warning. They never see him coming. By the 90s, he made the list of actors who received an average earnings of $15 million. Mission Impossible, his greatest franchise, raked him over $3 billion. We are all excited that he considered the nudge to take up a career in acting. There's no doubt Tom has some of the best action work. Number 7, Clint Eastwood.
And I thought, Jesus, who the hell want to live this long?
The legend is on this countdown for his numerous cowboy roles as hero and villain. When Clint is playing as a cop or gunfighter, you know you're in for some great action time. Although he's hardly subtle when he attacks an opponent, you're never quite prepared for the impact. His comic twists bring a fine balance to his tough cowboy persona. He always finds a way to deliver both in character and out-of-character performances. Although he had moments where he questioned his decision to leave school for acting, his success is a testament to the fact that he took the right step. He got a massive reception from his audience with his comedy role in Every Which Way But Loose. After decades on the silver screen, Eastwood took a new stride with a directorial debut. One of the successful movies in which he is seen is $1 Million Baby, which earned him an Academy Award nomination and an Oscar win for Best Director. Eastwood has had a remarkable career as a recognizable face to television viewers worldwide. Number 6, Kurt Russell. Russell is a renowned movie star and one of the most iconic tough guys in Hollywood. He began acting as a child on a television series. His first lead role was in The Travels of Jamie McFeeters in 1963. In the 70s, he was Walt Disney Studios' top star with a 10-year contract that brought about film projects like The Fox and the Hound. While it's rare for a child actor to hold on to a career past their teenage years, Russell proved that it was possible. He continued acting into the 20th century, with movie appearances including Big Trouble in Little China, Tombstone, Death Proof, and The Hateful Eight. He also co-starred in Fast and Furious in 2015 and 2017. If these aren't tough action movies, we don't know what is. Number 5, Robert Ryan. He was one of the most underrated massive talents in Hollywood. His cold and glaring eyes told more than his words ever did. Robert was a boxer in real life, and that explains a lot. It makes the reports that he stood up to the fierce director, Sam Peckinpah, during the filming of The Wild Bunch more believable. Sadly, his acting career never reached its peak as many had hoped it would. He was one of the toughest male actors in Hollywood. Currently, many actors are no match for him. Number 4, Chuck Norris. You remember Chuck from movies like Hitman, The Delta Force, and The Colombian Connection? To fans, he is the star of action films, as no one does it like Norris. The Oklahoma-born actor took on Asian martial arts during his military service in Korea. Afterwards, he became a karate teacher at a martial arts school and even tutored famous names, including Steve McQueen. Transitioning to the screen after many years of proving his toughness in martial arts showed how great an actor he would be. He effortlessly incorporated his martial arts training into the film projects in which he appeared. Firewalker, Sidekicks, and Texas Ranger were some of his exceptional works. Number 3, Sylvester Stallone.
The director said, "Do you want to be in the film?" I said, "I'd love to be in the film." And then I was stuck on Tulsa King, so I couldn't be on. And then
The actor's 40-decade career is proof that he's a tough man. Movie fans celebrate his performances in projects including Sly, Rocky, First Blood, Rambo, Driven, and Copland. Stallone's athletic build makes him a natural fit for hero or villain roles. Over the years, he's navigated other aspects of acting and screenwriting. Stallone is respected in Hollywood for his impact on modern culture and for creating iconic tough guy characters. Number 2, Bruce Willis.
Another musician.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a well-kept secret, and I really would ask you not to tell people.
Kind of like me, really.
You remember his hard-edged characters make him a must featured in action blockbusters. His mere presence was a guarantee that it would be a major hit. He has starred in movies that have grossed over $2 billion. His most classic movies were The Last Boy Scout, The Whole Nine Yards, Unbreakable, and Sin City. When it comes to gangster movies, Bruce was one of the top actors in the game. Number 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold.
Arnie?
You can call me Arnold.
I like Arnie.
You can call me Schwartzy.
Schwartzy.
You can call me Governator.
If the Terminator actor isn't one of the toughest guys, then we don't know who is. To be a Californian governor, you need the attitude, and that's what Arnold is about. His tough guy persona on screen is so endearing to watch because it is authentic. The former bodybuilder doesn't just bring the action. His success story is heartwarming. From a small European village, he rose to become a legend in Hollywood. Before he stepped into acting, he had generated a massive audience for bodybuilding and secured gym memberships for top companies. His seamless transition to action began with Hercules in New York. He won a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture. Arnold is undoubtedly one of the greatest showmen in history, and his action portrayal keeps him at the top of this list. Who is your favorite male actor on the countdown? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.